Yeah, I try to fix my hair before hitting that record button, but I'm going to keep it trimmed, but I'm going to have to be mindful of the kind of shampoo I'm using. I'm probably even start using conditioner, but I'm going to hold off on that. When I get to that point, I'll also have to start carrying a brush. I'm sure it's manageable if you bother managing it, but yeah. I guess I'm starting to resent having to fulfill some kind of role. So I'm going to be dragging myself towards it, kicking and screaming. All right. Professional look. So keep it trimmed. Be careful about the shampoo you use. Start carrying a brush. And if that doesn't work, also get decent conditioner. Odds are that'll do it. Odds are. It's not rocket science, but it does take a little bit of effort. Just a little. I feel like a teenager again. It sucks. Yeah. When you decide to be angry, you can carry that as far as you can carry it until money comes into it. Then you have to make another decision. It sucks. Anger lasts for as long as it can, so that's all right. I've been disillusioned with the frailties of society for as long as I can remember. So, again, I resent having to put that aside and play a role. Economics, pain in the ass. All right, that's that little update. Until then, you're going to have to deal with my own attempts at trimming, and I've always done that. No, not always, but long enough to be used to my own day after appearance, as far as that's concerned. You're going to have to get used to it too until I do the shampoo and conditioner and carry brush thing. That's that update. Yeah, direct sunlight in the front also supposed to be, but we got smog here. I'm not quite sure where the light's going to come from. But I did notice that when I sat to the side, there was a difference no matter where you're at. So yeah, the light has to be right in front of you. The microphone, I didn't have to scream. That was a bit much. But I can't really whisper unless I have this thing pretty close. So if I'm indoors and I'm speaking softly, I'll have to move closer to my little tablet. But I don't have to scream. As long as I'm not whispering, it's fine. What else? Clear the memory as much as possible. In other words, once you upload, make sure you make a point of deleting the videos and any photos you don't need, because this thing cuts you off. No warning. It'll just cut you off. I don't know. Oh, the dim. Make sure you adjust the lighting so it's as bright as it can be, because outdoors especially you can't see anything. Alright, that's that update. What else? Hostels. Yeah, I don't think there's any point in me critiquing hostels. I'm not a hostel person. I'm not geared to handle the situations that come up in a hostel. Oh, here we are. Thank you. Another nice person with my egg coffee. Yeah. So, I'm not a hostel person. I'm not accustomed to being catered to, but when I am, I expect it to be different. So there's a lot of situations that's going to come up in something like a hostels are for different kind of traveler. That's it. You know, it's all right. You're not paying for full service here. So I prefer either being left alone. I prefer being left alone. Okay. And if I do have to depend on some kind of service, I've already have in my mind a different kind of service. So I prefer to be left alone. Okay, I'm just not geared to the hostel level situation, whatever it is. So yeah, I prefer being left alone. But if I'm gonna absolutely need to depend on some kind of service, I'm realizing I'm already expecting a level of service that a hostel will not provide at all. You know, so it's there's no point in me critiquing this. It's not geared to what you know, whatever ideas of service I have in my little mind. So it's I prefer being left alone. You know, I resent having to depend on any kind of service, but when I do, again, my expectations are something else, are somewhere else. I'm not accustomed to this kind of level of service, non-service situation, which is kind of yeah, we know you paid to be here. Here you go, because we're not getting paid anything, so leave us the hell alone, kind of thing. I'm not used to that. I prefer just being left alone. But you're placed in a situation where you have to depend on some damn service for something, and so this is the situations that are going to come about. So yeah, you don't speak the language, you don't know the culture, you're looking for stuff every day, at least one or two things, whatever it is. At some point, whether they set it up that way or whether your situation demands it, you have to depend on something you are not accustomed to depending on, and you're getting a level of service that is just blowing you away, and you're going to get all kinds of I'm not going to even say hurt feelings, because sentimentality is killed pretty quickly in these situations, because it's just, you're left with crap. Okay, let's just go ahead and say it. Yeah. So yeah, you're left with crap. So here it is, crap. And I've made reservations for another hostel, so I think I'm just going to keep on having 1 week reservations, so it doesn't build up so much, because yeah, not worth it. All that energy you spend on fuming, you can spend on moving to another hostel, which is what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that's how it's gonna happen. So that's that update. What else? Oh, I guess this is Coffee House Ramblings, right? Okay, yeah. Alright, what else? Career. You know what? I'm not going to end up being a scammer. It may not be scamming, but I will always think of it. Some part of me will always think of it like that. Because if I had the answers, I would make it work for myself. You know? So it's like, shit, what a load of BS. Even though it's accurate information. It's not like they're lying or anything, but it's, you know, you are selling this thing like it's, I suppose it's possible, but you're selling it like it's probable. And if it really were probable, you wouldn't be selling me this. And if it were likely, I probably would have stumbled across it myself by now. So, yeah. So accurate, fine, yeah, fine, it's accurate. Big frickin' deal. Is it workable? So, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. That makes me a crappy business person, and I'm a crappy. I already knew I was a crappy business person. It's not a surprise. Anyway, yeah, I've already focused on online teaching because I think that's the way it's going to go. Way too many complications. From what I can see, these expats are a bunch of... Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that, should I? A lot of expats are troubled individuals. I'm sure they're very good-hearted people. Maybe even saints. That redefines my concept of that, right? It doesn't, no. Yeah, that would be too problematic to have to depend on the average expat to hold such a level of responsibility. So no, too complicated. Going online is definitely the way to go. Because the resentment that exists in these colonial countries, and I will continue to call them colonial countries because until they do something about the situation, is that treason? Anyway, politics. Anyway, never mind. BS, alright. I'm looking for a job. I've got a BS. I don't believe this. You see why it takes me so long to get through the application process? I can't even bring myself to BS enough to get a frickin' job. To the host colonial countries create enough alliances to alter the situation, there's going to be a hell of a lot of resentment. And even the expats that are coming to these countries, too complicated. Am I whispering? Do I have to bring this thing closer? Okay. That's a terrible angle. I know. I had to learn to... I'm not holding it. Anyway, I don't know if I'm whispering. I'll bring it... Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, face against the screen is not a good look. So I'll try not to whisper. Yeah. Too complicated. Online teaching. Not scamming. Not worth it. I've already even reconsidered. I never stated I wasn't going to return to the States, but reevaluate the housing situation, and yeah, the obvious ethnicity all over my face kind of crosses out Tennessee, so I guess that leaves New Jersey. So yeah. Okay, this thing is bonging on me here. I don't know what, did it cut off? No, the thing's still rolling. All right. So yeah, housing situation. Unless you get your paycheck from the industrial military thingy, the housing situation will probably compel you to either go to Tennessee or New Jersey, depending on your background. God bless America. Okay. Yeah, I know I'm looking for a job. I know I'm already thinking about going back to the States, so I've really got to keep my mouth, well, I have to edit myself. So, whatever. Anyway, yeah. I'll be deleting this video. It's a bit much. I'm thinking and talking about too much, holding more back than I'm saying, but I've already said too much. So I think I'll cut off because I'm looking for a job, and I can't afford this level of honesty. So yeah. Okay. So online teaching, but from what I can see, no one's actually going to make a living off of that. So that's just a supplement income. Too complicated, whether you're the average expat living abroad or whether the economic situation has thrown you across the planet. The political situation being what it is, it's still too complicated to make this a real option for most people. Of course, you always have the brown nosers and the bootlickers that will make it no matter what the climate is. Yeah, good for them. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that's job security. They always have work. But anyway, for the average person with an ounce of self-respect, that's not going to work. So, yeah. That's the way it goes. My coffee's getting cold. I'm talking too much. I'm looking for a job, and I'm probably end up back in the States sooner than I was expecting. So I'm signing off. Talk to you later.